Well, this one's going to be really interesting. We are joining this best of 3 at 1-1. I'm reliably informed that FPM took game number 1 and KISS took game number 2. So here we are in this equalizer. You've got KISS in green. They're the CIS first place team. FPM down the other end in red. They are the Asia second place team. I'll just quickly go through the KISS lineup, and then I'll let SeaRaptor talk about the other end. So, double Ohio, Des Moines, Minotaur, double Venezia, Moskva, and Gearing for KISS. And what do we have for FPM?
Opposing them from the south, SPM fielding double Kremlin, Venezia, Stalingrad, and not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, but 5, count them, 5 Klebers. I am inspired to break out into La Marseillaise. That's
exactly. It's not often you get to say quintuple.
Exactly, right?
I'm having flashbacks to the Bob's games here from day one. Yeah, this is they have split them up. I was wondering whether they would go with the 5 Kleber blob, but nope, they have actually split them 2-1-2. So they
now
will be
immediately. I don't like them sending the lone guy to the middle of the board. When you see a Minotaur on the opposing side, he can clearly see this smoke screen coming into the middle of the board. He has to know what's in that smoke, right? So Moonan is taking a very big risk here with his health early. There comes the radar.
Yep, and you've also got the Des Moines and the Gearing over there with the other smoke screen.
Oh, yeah, look at this.
Like, Des Moines also will be shooting on Moonan.
They're at least going to drive him out of the cap. They haven't actually hit him yet.
No, that's
wow.
So both Minotaur and Des Moines have pretty floaty shells, so it gives Moonan, of course, Kleber is a very fast destroyer.
Wow.
So Moonan actually gets away there without taking a single hit point of damage.
Didn't take a single point of damage.
pretty nice. Double Kleber, FPM capping Charlie. Double Kleber down the other end have already capped Alpha.
This is already a fascinating game, Stats, because the 2 Kleber pairings on the wings have done their jobs. They've picked up the caps. But KISS has done something that we almost never see teams do on this map, and that is they have made a big play for the center. There's 2 destroyers and 2 radar cruisers hovering around the B cap.
Yeah, I think setting up this kind of B, almost like a beachhead, it's a two-sided coin, because yes, you are going to control that B cap really well, but it does open you up to being flanked if you're not careful. But the flanking force is destroyers, so it's not quite as risky as if it's, you know, a heavy push, some cruisers, something like that. So you don't have to worry quite so much about your broadsides and things like that. So it does make sense in the circumstances.
Hanna's Kremlin just took a solid hit from Deepest Dungeons, Ohio at like 29 kilometers. That's something that we haven't talked about a whole lot, at least you and I haven't, and I'm curious to get your perspective a little bit from the EU side. There's been a visible impact of Deadeye over the course of the event.
Yeah, I would say so, especially with ships like Ohio that you would normally think of as more of a brawly battle ship, although it is a bit of an all-rounder. But certainly being able to take Deadeye on those ships that are maybe thought of as closer range, just to tighten up that long-range dispersion slightly, so that you can use the Ohio both at the beginning of the game as a long-range sniper, drop those shots over the islands, get those long-range cross shots, and then a bit later on, once the teams have thinned out a little bit, you can then push that Ohio in and start to use its brawling capabilities. So yeah, no, it has definitely influenced things.
Look how cheeky Moonan is being. He knows there's 2 radars right there. The Des Moines radared him almost right away. He sat in that cap and denied them a bunch of points anyway before he finally bails out.
Yeah, and you'll notice that Moonan had the rear end of the ship pointing towards the Minotaur, knowing that the majority of that AP is just going to bounce off quite harmlessly. So, yeah, and I mean, if you come out of that first exchange not having taken a single hit point, you can be a little bit more risk-taking, I think. The other Kleber is actually coming back up. You've got Roselia coming up to support.
FPM playing a very technically solid game so far. 5 minutes gone. Up about 150 points as they begin to contest B and surrender control of A. Mux is gearing getting into A now, as we're looking at at least the Minotaur radar going back up at B.
Yeah, so the gearing is going to be contesting against that radar. Is that in range? Just outside range, I think, of Yihua's Stalingrad's radar there. So the gearing able to cap probably pretty safely unless the Stalingrad pushed forward.
Yihua doesn't seem interested in pushing forward. I think he's holding his radar to kind of look I'm not sure why he's holding it, honestly, but I guess he wants to make sure that he's got it in case they try to smoke push or something.
Yeah, I think it's more that you've got the Moskva, the Venezia, and the Ohio all looking at Yihua.
Yeah.
And he's just backing off around the corner. You can just, from the point of view of the Ohio here, you can just see that Stalingrad just disappearing around the corner.
Indeed.
So probably not wanting to take too much damage. Okay, FPM fully in control of Charlie at the other end of the map. Radar out from... Oh no, that's Hydro. Hydro out from Mind Blowing. The Kleber's all congregating on B, really.
Yeah, I'm beginning... If I'm Mind Blowing's Des Moines, I am not comfortable with my position, right? Because he can theoretically get pushed by any number of these Kleber's and find himself off the board very quickly. And the best he might hope for in that instance would be a trade. And it's not even a guarantee that he could pull that off.
No, I am actually wondering whether FPM at some point have a plan to take two of these Kleber's, one around each end of the island.
Yeah.
Because, okay, you've got a gearing there and you're a Des Moines, but can you stop both of them? I don't think so.
Yeah, I agree. And it looks like if you can see what they're doing with Khan's Kremlin, like because they own C, it's going to allow Khan to move up, and it looks like they might just shove him right into Mind Blowing's face. He's doing a good job of dodging these gearing torpedoes.
Yeah, I wonder actually whether Khan is going to be able to proc spot Mind Blowing through the island. We'll see. That's going to potentially give shots to, I don't know, maybe Roselia? Or, sorry,
Beyond the gearing, there's nothing to prevent Khan from going around that corner and just smacking the bejesus out of Mind Blowing, because there's no battleship to cover his flank. Well, I say that. The Ohio to the south, that's Deepest Dungeon, would have a shot if he's looking for it. But it looks like Khan's going to just pull the brakes and just sit in the cap for now. He's slowing down.
Yeah, I was wondering whether he might go around the corner, but it looks like... No, he is accelerating.
Yeah.
I think that was
Kleber crossing astern of him.
I think that was maybe... I mean, I'm guessing maybe the battleship is the caller, but I'm wondering whether maybe that was a can I go?
Yeah. Yeah, they're going to do it. They're going to make this play, and they're sandwiching Mind Blowing's Des Moines in between a Kleber and a Kremlin. Yeah, that's what we're seeing here.
Push the reverse, because Mind Blowing has to try not to give too much angle. I mean, you're going to take a massive damage anyway. Roselia taking massive damage over there on the other end of the cap.
Oh, he got point blank and got wiped out.
But Minotaur trade with the Minotaur. Torps on Khan.
Oh, this is going to hurt Khan. This is going to hurt a lot. He's going to take every single one of those. Ouch. Followed up by an Ohio salvo. And now I think Mind Blowing is going to go for the ram.
Munan missing the torpedoes on Mind Blowing with the first
He's not careful. He's going to torpedo his teammate. Mind Blowing's going to get the ram. This is a terrible...
Yeah.
No, he doesn't.
He didn't quite.
The Kleber torpedoes did finally wipe him out. I was about to say that's a terrible trade for FPM, but they pulled it off.
At this level, you don't normally see this amount of pushing and this amount of mess.
No.
Down the other end, we've got another push going on the A cap. We've got the Venezia pushing the Kremlin, and the Ohio going around the other side, while Plan's Kleber gets pushed off.
Woof.
Yeah, that Venezia took a bit of a smack in the face there. Again, are we going to see Ram or Torps? I think we're going to see Torps first.
No, you're going to see Torps first.
I don't think it's got the turning circle.
Followed by the ram?
I'm not sure if it's got the turning circle.
Yeah, he does. He'll never get the other torpedoes into action.
No, he's going to have to come around nose in, but running two fires, I don't think, with those secondaries and also...
Oh, it's going to be tight. He's going to get it off.
Nope.
No, he doesn't.
Rescued by Yihua.
Goodness. At the last possible second.
But there are torpedoes coming from... they're coming from the gearing of Kiss, but Noob just slowing down and stopping there. That's going to be safe. But
the problem that Noob...
You
can't go around the island.
If we look at the whole map, you've got the Reds with significant map control here from FPM. They are on 143 on the points clock right now. for an FPM victory. This is a bit of an upset if they win this, because KISS, don't forget, are the CIS #1s.
Indeed.
So Asia seconds potentially going to beat the CIS #1s. More torps out from the gearing.
What's interesting is he's going to be able to use the shattered hulk of the Venezia to shelter him from at least 2 of these torpedoes.
Of course, Kremlin doesn't necessarily know these are coming. He does now.
No, he does now.
It's going to be 3, 1, 2, 3, 20k.
Yeah. Match is the game is halfway over, and FPM has a solid lead, 350 points, up a ship, up a cap. But I mean, I don't know that I feel comfortable, because they've definitely got some low ships. Plan CV's Kleber snuck away on 200 HP. He cannot get spotted.
Ooh.
The
Kremlin pushes around, gives a little tap on the backside of the Ohio. Ohio just turns around and goes, no.
It just goes, no.
Ends the Kremlin. Deepest Dungeon now in a much better position to actually angle against that Stalingrad now that the Kremlin is down.
Yihua's in trouble. It's 2-1. It's 2v1, and sooner or later these guys are going to get him. Sorry, go ahead.
Gearing of Admiral Takbir trying to get back into B. They do need to get in. There's no way they can get to Charlie, though. That's the problem. That FPM can probably win just on that 1 cap now, no matter what happens.
Well, it depends on how many ships they lose. They've got a lot of low health ships, right? And they're going to lose Yihua eventually. Like, it's only a matter of time. Probably going to happen in the next 30 seconds here. All the shells coming in, and so to me, if I'm FPM, they have to bag a kill of one of these ships up north, but I don't know where it's going to come from. They're running out of like the Ohio and the Venezia are just kiting them brilliantly. Rebel's not that low, and the Venezia is now into smoke.
Okay, so it's 2 minutes and 10-ish on the points clock for an FPM win currently. But when that gearing goes back into the cap, it's going to go up to about 4 minutes. But that C cap for KISS is such a long way away right now.
Yeah, I don't know. I like the idea. If I'm Munan, I almost like the idea of potentially charging Takbir if I've got a reload booster up, because Takbir is looking at you stern on. He cannot get all his guns into action effectively, and his help is not that close. You could engage him from an angle where the Moskva would have no shots.
Yeah, that's true. And you've got Kokonoi there in the other Kleber to support. A little bit lower health pool, so probably not worth risking pushing that Kleber in, but you could definitely support from range. Just slow them down a little bit. Try and take out that gearing before it caps.
It almost feels like if you look at how they're starting to align themselves on the board, FPM is like pull back, hold C for 3 minutes, and just pull back, because it's going to take KISS a while to kind of reorient themselves to try to break into C, and I think that's what they're doing. I think they're just going to try and hold out and win on the strength of the C cap.
Exactly. So now you can see with 2 caps even, KISS still do not win. It's 343 to 236. 6 odd minutes left on the game clock. So FPM, yep, they're just going to pull back to Charlie. Let KISS waste that clock by coming up towards Charlie. There's no point in engaging sooner than that. And then if they have to fight for Charlie, they will.
Well, they can't afford to get CVN's Kleber spotted. Munan, I think, is the healthiest Kleber they have. No. World of Warships has actually got quite a bit of HP, but he's also the farthest away. Takbir knows he's got to get into C. You can see him heading that way, but these guys are going to be on 950 points or so before that happens. And if Takbir gets spotted, they might just focus him out. And if they kill him, that could be enough to win the game.
There's no radar, so Takbir is not pushing into a radar. And also outspots the Klebers. However, these torpedoes don't look too good.
Those look really nasty. He takes one. That's a huge problem.
So not only does that make that gearing pretty much a one-shot, it also slowed him down.
Yep.
So that's 130 to get into the C cap.
And look at Word of Warships.
Yes, the Word of Warships is coming down to intercept. They will have seen that torpedo hit, so they know exactly where Takbir is right now.
Warships is going to be spotted here. He is. He's lit on the surface now.
All he has to do, all Warships has to do is just stop the gearing from crossing the line. That's it.
Yep.
1 minute.
They've got to keep him off the cap, however they do it. And he's faster than the gearing. He has to smoke. Yep.
The only hope
Bucks.
for them now is to actually try and kill Warships.
Oh, they caught a glimpse
SAP.
of Tackbeer. They caught a glimpse of him.
65.
He's out. That's it. That's the game. They only had to catch a glimpse of him, and it's all it took. Wow.
What a game. That was so pushy and so messy. I enjoyed every second of it. I love it.
Ton of action in that game.
Absolutely. So a bit of an upset there with the CIS number ones. They are out. So that's going to be FPM going through.
All right. Well, guys, we've looked at that match. We're going to be moving on to our last match of the day momentarily. But for now, let's head back to the studio with Chris and crew.